Let's make machine covers. Welcome to another episode of Craftomind. From the scraps that I have accumulated, I have been doing projects and uploading on Instagram, and that series is called Redesign Trash. These two machine covers will also be a part of the same series. The state of my machine before it had a cover. We'll start with this one. I cut squares of 4 inches side. I didn't have a theme as these pieces are actually leftovers. Then I grouped them as plain or printed, checkered or floral. Then laid them down on the floor to see the arrangement. Once I was satisfied with it, I sat on the sewing machine. I stitched 2 rectangles for the sides first and then another rectangle, big one, for the front, top and back. Side 1, side 2, the middle rectangle. Pinned the side rectangles to the main rectangle in the center. I have also ironed it after I stitched. I have this black suede fabric from my older projects of scrunchies, and I was thinking of using it for the borders. I have attached the 2 side rectangles to the main one, and the one side I have already joined the suede black fabric. Then I stuck canvas to it, and after stitching it all, this is the final look. My mother liked this machine cover and she asked me to do one for her. I didn't want to do the same one, so I did a different one. To begin with, I have started with the fabric, white red polka dot fabric, and I'll be using a net. This net has a little green tint, but this tint won't be visible. Let's iron the base fabric before we cut it. After ironing, I folded it and marked, and then I cut it into a proper rectangle. The scraps I'm keeping aside for some other project in the future. Then I'll arrange the net on the base and pin both the fabrics together. After pinning, we stitch. We have stitched 3 sides of this rectangle, and one side is left open for all the scraps to be put inside. In this bag, I have the scraps stored. The scraps which are very small and cannot be used for patchwork are in this bag. I'll separate the zipper pieces in here, and anything that is thick or that will not help even distribution. Further, we also need to cut the scraps in small pieces for a clean, neat look. Now this step would have been easier with a roller cutter and a cutting mat. I'm unable to find my roller cutters, so I'm gonna do this with scissors. Once the pieces are cut, you have to put them inside and arrange them nicely in the case that you just prepared. I will still recommend a roller cutter because with scissors the pieces tend to stick to each other and it's difficult to separate them one by one. Once all the pieces are in, I pinned them up so that at least some pieces remain in place and the pieces do not clutter in one place. Then I simply stitched at every 1 inch. This is how it looks once the horizontal stitches were done. These stitches took some time as the pieces were moving and I had to make sure that they line up properly. The vertical stitches will be done in no time. This part will include the front, back and the top of the cover. I had cut a proper rectangle, but see how it has turned up after I finished quilting the pieces. Now we'll do the sides. This is one of my old kurtas and only the top part is left as the bottom I used for a bag. Now this top part I have already attached net for that, the remaining net, and the other scraps I shall put in this. For now I have stitched only horizontal lines throughout for the sides as well as the main part. Now let's begin the horizontal stitches. Once I was done quilting, I trimmed both the pieces in proper rectangles. Chalk markings were not visible, so I had to use a pen. One tip here would be stitch very close to the marking and then cut, otherwise small scraps tend to fall out. From this I have cut two pieces and at the top I have given a small curve on both the sides. I have also trimmed this main part into a proper rectangle. These pieces were cut for the cushion project which I did recently, the cushion covers for Christmas, and these were extra with me. I stitched these pieces together and now I will cut them in half to make a long strip. The strip is ready and now we will begin stitching. You need to go a little slow on the curves. I have already stitched one side completely and the other side I have kept a gap. Now this gap is for the motor. I quickly checked the cover on my machine and it sort of fits well. Now we'll cover the joints with the tape that we just made. This cover can be used back or front, or it can be used inside out as well. Now for the motor side, this side will be stitched first. And then I will stitch the full round corner. And in between there are many mommy duties. Once the side borders are stitched, now we will do the bottom last border. And another break. That's the final result. This is the front, the side, a little closer look, to be honest, I like the back more because it is colorful and nice. This is how it looks if the back is kept in the front. Here's my cover. Let's show you the interiors, the side and the front top back. If the motor side is stitched, this can be used inside out also. Here's how it looks. If you like such content, please do subscribe to the channel, like, and leave your view in the comment section and share it with your friends. Thank you and see you soon.